And welcome back to Chapter 6, the final chapter in the Fresh Start Freight Broker's Bible, Basic Instructions Before Leaving Employment. Chapter 6 is on agreements. Now, while you're looking at these various different agreements, they're awfully small on here and a little difficult to read, but they are all available in any of our packages from the Gold Plan, Platinum Plan, or Lifetime Plan. But I'll just read you the different kind of contracts that you may be using in your freight agency or as a freight broker. First off, you've got your broker carrier agreement. This is a contract made between your broker and your carrier or your truck. Several pages of agreement here. And as you can see as I go through the pages, there's about 8 pages of different things. They've got different agreements of who's going to take care of what. These are a sample of your editable documents that's available both in your USB and on your freight broker course if you take any of our freight broker courses. So they're generic, they're open, they're set where you can go in and edit them and put your personal brokerage in, your MC number, and then your carrier will have a spot where he can go ahead and fill out his broker carrier agreement as well. Okay, next is your broker shipper agreement. Broker shipper agreement. This is what would go in your shipper pack. This is an agreement between you and the shipper to make sure that insurance is covered by the carrier for the product. Okay, that's what that amounts to. Again, we have here a carrier profile, and the carrier profile is basically, this is going to be all the information: flatbed, step deck, van, reefer, removable gooseneck or RGM, whatever the carrier is that we'd fill out a carrier profile sheet for them. Here's a sample on the left of a bill of lading. Bill of lading is the paperwork for picking up and delivering any kind of a load. There's a carrier profile, continuing carrier profile sheet here. On the right, we have a rate confirmation. Now, these days, most rate confirmations are actually generated from our transportation management or our TMS system. Okay. Here we have a co-brokerage agreement between licensed transportation brokers. This is what makes the difference in co-brokering or double brokering. You're going to have more of that later, but the co-broker agreement, it needs to be in place before you work with another broker moving the same type of freight. Okay, this agreement is a generic. Again, you can edit this agreement, or you can use the Transportation Intermediaries Association TIA agreement. Either of those are fine, as long as you both agree to your terms and sign. Here we have a credit application. This credit application is to go to your shippers, your creditors, your customers, to ascertain whether or not you need to extend credit. And on the right, we have the terms and conditions sheet for that. All right, here's another form that we use quite frequently called the freight rate quote acceptance sheet. This is something we'd fill out and send to a potential customer to get an idea of what type of materials they're trying to move and what kind of equipment we might need in our stable to move that equipment for them or move that product for them. A little further along here, we have your freight brokerage intermediary or motor carrier agreement. Again, that's a type of a carrier agreement between you and your trucks. And comes down here with a letter of freight cancellation notice to the carrier. This is in case you have to cancel a load or it is no longer available. You need to send that. Most of that's done via email these days. These forms are generic and they're pretty much one size fit all. And it'll be rare instances that you actually use the document. Email works for most of these days. We've got account past due final notice over here. We've got shipper load details. Load details are important. That sheet's used quite frequently still. Terms of carriage, in other words, if there's anything special that they need to talk about, hazardous duty, anything like that. We have a U.S. Department of Transportation Property Broker Trust Fund Agreement. That falls into the BOC 3 and BOC 4. You probably won't use that again any longer because most of that's handled these days by the company that sets up your forms. But I wanted you to see a sample of some of the forms you'll be using. And again, if you're into any of the programs that Fresh Start Freight has, they'll make sure that you're provided with all of these for each course. They'll be on a USB. They'll be available for you at any point in time that you might have one. The full-size form will be available. So this concludes the Freight Broker Bible, Basic Instructions Before Leaving Earth. Step by step, PowerPoint presentation by Dr. Cameron Todd. This concludes Chapter 6. I appreciate you for being here, for going through the videos, taking a look at them. You should have at least 3 sources of information from our company. You'll have the PowerPoint that you've just finished here via the YouTube. You'll have the actual PowerPoint to review on the PDF, and of course you'll have the actual book, Freight Broker Bible, 265 pages. You can view it through PDF or the softback version, either one. So this is Dr. Cameron Todd signing off, hoping to see you live in one of the group trainings or one-on-one trainings in the future. And I wish you Godspeed and make it a great day.